Ilja Dragunov, the Mad Dragon, faced off against Jey Uso on the latest episode of Raw to determine Gunther's opponent in the semi-final of the King of the Ring tournament. Now, while Ilja did end up falling short against Main Event Jey Uso, I think that Ilja Dragunov should have actually won this match and faced off against Gunther next week on Raw, but here is why I think this is the case. But before we get into that, if you're new to the channel, hello, I am Ketch. Welcome to this channel, and I hope you find this content very informative and something you like. So if you do, please chuck a like, a share, and a subscribe on this video, and let's get straight into it. The episode of Raw was quite a decent one, but Ilja Dragunov, recently called up to the Monday Night roster in the WWE draft, was facing off against Jey Uso after he had an instant classic match of the year contender, I believe, against Ricochet the previous week to qualify in this match against Jey Uso. Now, whilst Jey Uso has been criticized heavily in recent weeks for his in-ring skills since becoming a solo star, this match was made a little bit better by the fact that Ilja Dragunov is such a master technician in a WWE ring, and he definitely showed off his skills as he gave Jey Uso quite a test in the main event of Raw. Unfortunately for Ilja, he did end up falling short against main event Jey Uso. Now, the reason why I think Ilja should have won this match is because the semi-final is against his arch nemesis Gunther, who actually Ilja Dragunov dethroned back in the NXT UK days, ending Gunther's 870-day reign at the time when Gunther was reigning as Walter. And I think the fans and everyone alike wanted to see a Gunther vs Ilja match on Raw, but I think in this regard Triple H is probably wanting to save that style of match for a premium live event match. So probably my guess would be that match is being saved for Bash at Berlin in a few months time in Germany, which will be quite interesting. A Russian versus an Austrian in Germany, what could possibly go wrong? But I think Ilja probably should have beaten main event Jey Uso just to give us that match, give us a teaser of a potential bigger match later down the line. But the problem is that Ilja and Gunther are such good workers that they probably just put on an instant classic anyway, thereby ruining and the surprise, I guess you could say, of a better match down the line. So that's why I think main event Jey Uso got the nod this time, and he will actually end up facing Gunther in the semi-final next week, which is a bit sad for everyone involved. But Ilja's got bigger and better things to come his way rather than a King of the Ring tournament. As much as it would have been awesome seeing him win that, he's only just a recent call-up as well. So I think, you know, while it might be a bit too early for him, I still do think would have preferred to see him win, just to sort of see that match early. But you know, beggars can't be choosers. We've got to be patient sometimes in life, and I think Triple H has done the right thing here by having Jey go over Ilja, but it's not without a little bit of complaints and disappointment from many fans involved. Outside of the main event, we saw Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre in the opening of the show going face to face in a quite interesting segment, with both Priest and McIntyre throwing barbs at one another, with Priest calling McIntyre a silly champion for throwing away an opportunity when he was World Heavyweight Champion and instead taking his frustrations out on Punk, whereas McIntyre fired back and called Priest a paper champion, saying you won't hold that title for long at all. And yeah, they threw some more barbs at each other, ending with Priest calling Drew McIntyre an arsehole for the way he's been acting in recent times. And I think McIntyre's work as a heel has been quite good, to the fact that it's so good that Priest is literally calling him that on national television. So I found that quite interesting. Becky Lynch continues her rivalry with Liv Morgan. Morgan did call Becky a bitch when she was speaking to Lyra Valkyria in the backstage area, which led to Becky Lynch probably throwing the weakest punch I've ever seen on live television, which almost reminded me of the finger poke of doom between Hulk Hogan and Kevin Nash. That's how weak that segment, or that punch I should say, was. And Morgan, however, then got her revenge on Lynch later in the night when she threw Becky Lynch into the ring pole after the after Becky's match against Dakota Kai of Damage Control. Chad Gable is going ballistic with the Alpha Academy at the moment. I think it's only a matter of time before he snaps fully and brings in the Creed brothers as a heel group, so he can win the IC title off Sami Zayn, and the Creed brothers can win the World Tag titles on the Raw brand. And speaking of the World Tag Team titles, does R-Truth know where he is anymore? He was trying to talk to Adam Pearce in setting up a tag title match, which is when the Miz came in and was like, Truth, speak to me first before doing anything regarding a World Tag Team match. Truth said the, I don't even know if that's PG line, which is a funny meme that goes way back to 2015, I believe it was, the Bart Simpson meme, where his class is like, say the line Bart, and this is more along to the lines of say the line Truth. But it was in relation to Kiana James, who had just gone off camera saying she was going to adjudicate on Raw, and that's when Truth was like, in the workplace? I don't even know if that's PG. So Truth has lost it. He has no idea where he is half the time, and the fact he's World Tag Team champs with the Miz is even more funnier. I think they will eventually lose those titles, and they do now have a number one contender for those World Tag titles, and that is Finn Balor and JD McDonough of the Judgment Day. And speaking of McDonough, he tried to warn Braun Strowman about staying away from the Judgment Day, which was an interesting moment between the pair. It was almost like David versus Goliath. In this case, however, Braun Strowman is going to absolutely destroy JD McDonough whenever he gets the chance, so I don't think JD has a hope in hell of doing anything to Braun Strowman, at least from a physicality perspective. But yeah, that was Raw in a nutshell. This recap has now probably gone on far too long. Fortunately, this is now the end of the video, so guys, I hope you have enjoyed it. Please let me know what you think of Raw's episode in the comments below. I will read all the comments and will try to respond to as many of you as I can, but unfortunately that will be all for today. Please do like, share and subscribe, as it really helps the channel grow, and I'll catch you with another video very soon. See you guys. Bye bye.